Hey guys, oSgtKickAss here, back again, and for the first time ever, I am doing a reaction to Tom MacDonald. So he's this rapper that in one of the Harry Mack videos, someone suggested in the comments that I check him out. They said alongside Harry Mack and I think it's NF or someone like that, that they all grew big really like last year during the pandemic. So someone said check him out, and as you know, I'm open to ideas, and as an apology for the Harry Mack video being a bit shorter yesterday, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's my first time of reacting to Harry Mack Gorilla Bars, so yeah, it's good. But yeah, as an apology for that, I thought I would do a reaction to Tom MacDonald. I needed a reason to get around to him anyway, so as an apology, I'm going to react to him and see what it's like. So let's get straight into it.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most?
Wow. So I was not expecting this, so I didn't know really what to expect going into this. Wow. So very intense. Straight away, but yeah, basically he's just saying, so in lockdown and stuff last year, people fell asleep thinking they were woke, but we're being influenced by TV shows and the news and everything we listen to, and we think we have, like, we know what we're thinking, but it's being influenced by all these outside sources and things, and black lives, white lives, what matters mean most. So yeah, last year that was a big thing of the whole Black Lives Matter protests, and then there was the opposite side of people saying, well, no, all lives matter, but it's like, yes, all lives matter, but black people are being persecuted for the colour of their skin, and that's what people didn't understand it, so it's like causing a divide between people and causing arguments, and it was, the media really didn't help it push the agendas of both sides, depending on which side of the fence they sat on. And yeah, it's basically saying we're being influenced by the news and media instead of having our own opinions.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity gossip, popular neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month.
Wow, controversial topic there. So yeah, Remembrance Day, obviously, yeah, there's only one day of the year that we actually truly, or 2 or 3 days of the year, we actually truly dedicate to honouring the fallen soldiers and veterans that fought for our country and died too young to protect us and give us the freedom that we actually have. Whereas being gay, yeah, there's a whole month for Pride, and yeah, I get the point there. The problem is, with it being a whole month, it brings a lot of thoughts about, like, people think, well, it's way too long, and it seems like it's a way for companies to cash in. And I understand Pride obviously is an important thing, because yeah, I mean, if you're coming out of the closet, it's not as persecuted as it used to be, and I understand why it used to be a month back in the day, but now it's much more accepted than it used to be. I'd say more people accept people being gay than not. Obviously, I have no experience not being gay myself, but yeah, it is a hard topic, because the soldiers who did die for us, for our freedom, obviously do deserve more honour than just one day or just 2 or 3 days of the year. But at the same time, it's, if you don't, like, Pride Month's important, as it gives those people confidence, and they're so used to persecution. Even now, people don't get jobs because of their sexuality. So yes, they do need to be honoured and it needs to be celebrated. But does it really need a month? Could it just be a week, or should it be that we honour fallen soldiers for a month, or just longer? Because at the moment, it is a problem. I mean, yes, it is brave to come out of the closet even now, but those people died for us so we could be free, and so those people could live their lives, and it's like they only get one day of the year. So yeah, it's a controversial line early on, but he does make a good point. But yeah, I'm for gay rights and stuff, but it's just fact of, do they need a full month, and do we need to do more for fallen veterans?
But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma.
Nice. Yeah, so the only thing that's going to protect us from the pandemic is duct tape on the government's mouth, because, let's be honest, they handled the whole situation extremely poorly, and yeah, they just, everything they tried to do, they did it too late, or they put nonsense things in place and it just didn't work. And he's saying the only thing that's going to protect us from a pandemic is them not speaking and just actually putting proper things in place. And then he's saying that the media lie and they made it sound worse than it was, or they didn't make it sound bad enough early enough. And yeah, they lied about a lot. They lied about the police brutality. They made it look much worse than it was. And then other media sources said that it was the Black Lives protesters weren't being persecuted enough. And it's just, the media is very toxic in 2020, 2021, modern times, and every media source has a bias, which is ridiculous. And news channels are meant to have no bias, but now it's just very biased, and people go, don't trust Fox News, don't trust this news, depending on which side of the table they sit on, which side of the fence they sit on. And it's just, yeah, the media lie through their teeth. We don't need to defund the police, like many were saying. And he just said we don't need to defund the police, because it wasn't all the police, but there was some police. It's hard because the police do a very good job the majority of the time, but then we see the problems with George Floyd and stuff, but that's very few police, and you got to take the whole police force as a whole. And I know this is a very sensitive topic, but yes, as a whole, the police is a very positive thing, but there is obviously bad people in the police, the racists, the homophobes, the things like that, who do persecute people because of who they are. But when you get take police as a whole, they are good. We don't need to defund them. They do protect and serve. I mean, in England, I know he's American, but in England it was very much, the most recent thing is Sir Everard, who is like a woman who was arrested by a policeman who was off duty, and then he raped and killed her. And it's like, he was abusing his power. He was a police officer. There was the power there. And it's just it's hard because the police are good, but there's obviously bad people in there, and they ruin the reputation for everything. But like everything, there's bad people and there's good people, and it's hard to see the balance.
Need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, cause every patient that gets cured is a customer lost, and big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want.
Fucking hell, yeah. So Big Pharma, they've got a lot under fire, because for them it's like, do they actually want to cure people? Like, people think maybe there is a better cure for cancer, but they don't want to use it because they make so much money through other things like chemotherapy and things like this. And it's like, the amount of research and money that they get, surely they must have found a cure by now, but they get so much money, and it's like, do they actually want to cure people, or do they just want to minimize the impact? Because if they had a cure for everything, everyone would be cured. It'd be quick, and they'd have no business. They'd make no more money, and for them that would be negative. So it's like, all this money that they get for research, do they actually thing? And then big oil, obviously, yeah, all the countries, well, most of the wars we fight are in countries that have oil and the resources we need, and wars are basically fought around oil. It's like, yes, the countries we are at war with are the ones with natural resources we want, with the oil that we want and need for everything, except for the Falklands War, which was a war about penguins. Jesus. Oh my god, I was not expecting this to be so political. Jeez.
Big oil runs the world, the only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster.
Yeah, I do get that. So yeah, obviously he's got braided hair and stuff and he's a rapper. Many people would say he's appropriating culture, he's appropriating black culture and things like that. But then if he didn't do that, if he was like me, many people, just because I'm a white dude, just assume I'm a racist, bigot, homophobe, like sexist pig. I'm not. I'm not any of those things. I'm just a normal dude. I'm all for rights for everyone. But yeah, I mean, white males obviously are very privileged. So straight white males are privileged. So just by being a straight white male, I'm assumed just to be a sexist, bigot, racist cunt, basically. And yeah, like you said, and if you go different, you have braided hair, you like rap, and you're a rapper, you're appropriating culture. So it is that thing. It's just, we need to stop judging people just on who they are and how they look. We actually need to get to know people and speak to them and talk about them, and rather than just assume people who they are. But yeah, obviously I'm not going to bang on about white males, because obviously we are privileged. We are in a privileged position. And yeah, I do understand that.
But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash, he's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist.
That is a very good point. So yeah, in America, there's Republicans and liberals, and the thing is, they're so divided. Like, the liberals think all Republicans are racist monsters, and the Republicans think all liberals like stupid and just believe whatever they're told and things like that. So they really need to be brought together. They need to have that conversation and understand each other's beliefs, rather than just assuming that this person's a cunt or a racist because of their standing and their beliefs. It's just, yeah, we need to talk to people more. We need to just it's not judged by like what they are. We need to actually talk and understand each other's points of views, more than just assuming that they're a racist because they're Republican, or they're a... Yeah, there just needs to be more conversation, and that's what he's saying.
Let's have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them.
Damn straight. I mean, there's so many arguments politically, especially in America last year, over Republicans, Democrats, and things like that. And yeah, if we did stick together, we probably would realise the flaws in every government system and things like that, and go against the government rather than against each other. But he's saying, yeah, they want us fighting and against each other and disagreeing, because then we won't come together and see the flaws in them. We'll just see the flaws in each other and pick each other apart, and they'll get away scot-free. Very good point.
Government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die, the whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Yeah, so he's not wrong there. Basically, yeah, the world is very much brainwashed, as he puts it, because, like I said, the news that we listen to and consume, it gives us our opinions. They're not our own opinions. What we listen to, what we consume through the media and the news and social media especially, it brainwashes us. It gives us our thoughts. We don't know what we're on about. We're brainwashed to think these people are monsters, these people are awful, look at these awful people. It's never positivity. And it's like, we need to understand everyone. Like, we can't just disagree with people because, say, they support a different party. Yeah, very good, very good point, well made.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us, I find it hard to believe, because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18.
Wow, so yeah, people the monkeys turned into people that turned into sheep. So he's basically saying we just believe what we're told. we just follow the trend. We don't look at the outside of our circle enough. We're not individual enough to look at the world and explore it and analyze it and see how positive we don't look at different points of views. We just believe what we're told. And yeah, it's like saying they put fluoride in water. That's obviously, yeah, maybe they do. I don't want to comment on that because I don't know. But yeah, that's the thing that keeps us asleep. So it keeps us just believing in our happy little world and not looking at and exploring what we're not told. That's basically what it's saying there.
Claim they want what's best for us. I find it hard to believe because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18.
Yeah, so they say they want what's best for us, but they're selling cigarettes since we were 18. So yeah, obviously it's not legal to promote cigarettes anymore, but I mean, is hiding them behind a little screen at the supermarket there with the big signs like only 18-year-olds can buy tobacco products and stuff like that. And then because it is such a frowned upon thing, kids want to try it, and as soon as they turn 18 they try it, or they nick their parents. And if they really cared about our health and stuff, they wouldn't sell them. They would bring in legislation to stop it, because obviously it gives so many people cancer and other deadly diseases and things. And I know obviously other things do, like sugar and things like that should be monitored more closely and isn't. But yeah, if they really cared about our health and what's best for us, cigarettes would be banned. They wouldn't be allowed.
They want what's best for us. I find it hard to believe because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white.
Wow. So yeah, basically like I've said in this video, and like he's already said, they divide us. So you're either you just believe what you're told. So you're either right or you're left. I'm not sure which in America, but yeah, you're very split by political decisions, and then they split us by colour. So they split us by whether you're black or a white person, and white people are all bad, and then the other side tells black people are all bad, and it's so negative. Like they just pushing an agenda on you, and people just buy into it.
Fake news, fake woke, distract and divide. You're either right or you're left, or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, because the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device.
Yeah, so basically he's saying there that the vaccine, yeah, people are going, they want to there's a chip in the vaccine because they need to know where you are. Like, yes, Karen, 32, healthcare assistant, they really need to know where you are, don't they, at all times. And if they really did, you've got a tracking device. Your phone is a tracking device. You've got location settings on. They can track you. So even if they needed to, they wouldn't need to put a chip in you. Like, don't be so fucking ridiculous. I mean, you carry a phone with you everywhere you go. But they don't need to track us, but they can very easily if they need to. And obviously that is a problem for privacy and things like that. But then again, it has helped solve crimes because of the things bounced off cell towers. So there is a negative, but it's also a bit of a positive. But yeah, they can track us whenever they wanted if they needed to.
Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life, because the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And I don't know what I'm more sick of, rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Because censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles.
So yeah, that came a lot under fire. So Donald Trump obviously got kicked off of every social media thing. It was for promoting violence, I believe. So he did breach the guidelines. So yeah, that is a reason to kick him off. But people saw it as it's getting rid of his freedom of speech, and if they're censoring the president, like, that's not good. Like, that is a thing against our freedom of speech. But yeah, he did breach the guidelines allegedly by things like inciting violence and stuff. So that's the reason they're giving us. We've got to believe it. But yeah, it can be seen as a big invasion of freedom.
Censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles. You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun?
Right, so this is where I get crucified by Americans. So yeah, the gun debate in America is a massive problem. So there's very people who are anti-guns and we need gun control, and people are like, no, I need a gun, fuck you, don't take my guns. And I understand in the amendment there is the right to own a firearm, So in case there's a tyrannical government, you can take against them. But yeah, I mean, the thing is, there's no gun control in America, and you have more shootings and deaths and mass shootings than the rest of the world. I mean, it's just how it is, because you can go into Walmart and buy a gun. That's insane. I mean, as an English person, to me, that is a ludicrous idea. I mean, we have gun control in this country. It's very hard to own a gun in the UK. Not many people do. And yes, there's a lot more knife crime, but there's less deaths. Like, there's barely any deaths to guns per year. There isn't any mass shootings. Like, there was a guy who killed 3 people recently with gun, and that was a surprise that there was a mass shooting few people. I mean, gun control works to stop gun deaths. It does. I understand the whole thing if you don't trust the government and police, and they're the only ones who allow guns, but I mean, in the UK, the police aren't allowed guns either. So it's like the army are the only people who have guns, and most of the time they're not even in the UK, they're abroad fighting. So the thing is, I don't want to piss anyone off here, but it does work, and I do believe gun control should be enforced, just because, I mean, kids are dying in schools, they're getting shot up, and people are just like, oh no, well, I want a gun. Like, I don't care if you want a gun, it's about protecting your child. Would you believe the same thing if your child had been shot dead in a school? Like, you can't believe guns are a good thing, and I understand. Like, if you want an argument for gun, like why you want a gun, you like guns. That's all you have. I know it's not a solid argument, but you like them. It's not for protection. It's not for anything like that. And if you really believe you need a gun because the police and things like that, if there's ever a reason that there was a tyrannical government, it's now. Look at what Trump was. That was the most tyrannical government I can think of. There was no uprising. They were infighting, and there was more. You don't fight the right people. You don't like, if you really believe there's a problem with the thing and you wanted a gun to fight the government, then you'd actually go against the government. There'd be a civil war. The only people who own guns are shooting each other. They're shooting their political people they don't believe with politically. They're killing each other over race and things like that. So the fact that if you don't trust the police, why would you want to give up your right to own a gun is ludicrous, because it's not like that. The people who own guns aren't rising up against the government and the police. They're fighting each other. They're killing each other. They're killing other citizens. It's ludicrous. There needs to be some gun control put in place, because at the moment there's just too many gun deaths, and I know I'm going to get so much hate in the comments for this probably, but personally I believe there needs to be gun control. I believe there needs to be something put in place to stop just being able to carry a gun down the road, and just like, it's ludicrous, and I know people are going to slaughter me for this, but it's just my belief.
Would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun? White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system.
So yeah, that's a good point. Like I said, like white privilege is amplified. Obviously I am privileged because I am a white person, but it's pushed to such a degree that black people are like, they're told that because they're black they can't do anything, they're going to be persecuted and things. And the whole Black Lives Matter last year was around George Floyd, but it was also around the way black people are treated. And yeah, but yeah, if we really wanted to solve the problem, we wouldn't fight between races, we'd fight the system. And the problem with the system, we'd go against the system and take the flaws and push for change, but they don't. They fight with each other. Black people like get angry at white people for being privileged, and then white people get pissed at black people because they're getting aggressive at us for being privileged. And then we get aggressive back at them and tell them, well, but it's a really hard thing. But the system needs to change. The system's what causes the persecution. The system's what causes the privilege to different races, and it needs to change. And that's what he's saying. He says we need to fight the system rather than each other.
People getting angry because they're told they're treated different, so the conflict is between us and never with the system. Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb, not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me. Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news.
So step 1, teach people to only consume, and then consume news, consume media. And then step 2, influence adults through the news, which is, like I've said so many times, fake news and things like that. We're told our views, we're told what to believe because of who we are through the news.
Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use.
Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the phones and the schools and everything they consume. So yeah, through the music, they're sort of fed little things, and through apps they use like TikToks and things, they'll pick up little things, and then through the schools they'll be told what to believe and what to think and things like that.
Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5.
Step 4, separate the right from the left. Like I said, America's very too political. It's Democrats and Republicans, and they split them as much as possible and turn them against each other and make them believe it's them or it's their way or nothing, and that the other people are evil and wrong.
Separate the white from the black. Step 6.
Step 5, separate the white from the black. Again, that's what they do. They tell us that white people are privileged, black people are persecuted, and that is true to something, but they split us, so like black people hate the whites and the whites feel attacked by the blacks because we're privileged.
Separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more.
That's fucking bang on. The rich and the poor has never been more divided. The gap's becoming bigger and bigger, and I don't know how they've done it, but yeah, they just split any people with money, and then people who are poor, and they're not, like, the rich people should be helping the poor, and it doesn't happen enough, and it's just, they split them as much as possible. They use religion. They say Muslims are bad or Christians are bad, or if you're this, you're bad. If they separate us by political, skin colour, money, like the finances and religion and all our beliefs, and they just split us as much as possible, and the system needs to change. Something needs to be done.
Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8.
Step 7, fabricate a lie and things. Like, and that happened, we saw it last year with the whole rioting and stuff. They made it so much worse than it was, and then that amplified it, and it makes it worse. And the media tells us lies and stories, and it feeds us and gives us beliefs, and it makes everything worse, and it turns people against each other, and the whole system's fucked. The whole news, the whole media in America and everywhere is just fucking vile. It's fucking awful.
And equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9,
like I said, put it on the news every night.
People start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Fucking spot on. Yeah. And then when it all happens and it all kicks off, the government can say what they want, and they can feed your beliefs, and then they're in control, and the media's in control of your beliefs and everything you think, and it's fucking vile. It is really vile. And yeah, situational divide, and they use all these tactics of splitting us by race, religion, finance, everything, and they just divide us as much as possible to cause infighting, and it doesn't make sense. Surely you'd want a community, but then, like he said, if there's a community and everyone gets along, we turn against the government because we see their flaws. So they make us fight against each other, so the government gets away scot-free with all the lies and the corruption and everything like that. And it is a vile situation.
9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us, cause we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Wow. Wow. Jesus Christ. So guys, wow. I was not expecting this video to get so political and so deep. I just thought he was a rapper. That song has just, it's sown so many problems in the world now. It's sown all the corruption and the lies and the divide that we're caused, and the corruption in the media and how we're controlled, and like he said, brainwashed. They brainwash us to believe certain things are bad and certain people are bad and certain groups should be persecuted and things, and they make fake things up, the fake news thing. They just spread lies, and it divides us more and more, and it takes the attention away from the government. And it does. 2020 showed us anything, and the Black Lives Matter and all that. It was how the media and the government can control us and create divides and things like that. And yeah, Tom MacDonald, wow, that song is so powerful. And if you know anyone who hasn't listened to this song, I would advise you to go make them listen to this song. And it's completely opened my eyes, and I'm going to go listen back to it without having to stop. And it's opened my eyes so much to the problems. And obviously I know they're there deep down, but I've never really had thought about it. I've never really spoke about it in a video either. And I wasn't expecting it to be so political, this video, guys. I just thought he was another rapper. But wow, what a powerful message and thoughts like that. And it's there for discussion. In the comments, I want to know your genuine opinions on everything discussed in this video. And if you disagree with me, let me. I want to have that debate. I want to know why you disagree with my opinions, or why you agree with me, or what your thoughts on the matter are. I want that debate, and we want that debate in the comment. Obviously, don't get aggressive and don't divide us more. Because like this whole video says, we're brainwashed. We have our own beliefs and things, but we need to have that conversation with each other. And we really do, guys. So yes, if you did enjoy this video, obviously subscribe. I'm going to be doing more Tom MacDonald. I'm going to keep doing Harry Mack's epic rap battles and Dan Balls and stuff. But yeah, maybe if he's got more songs like this with political things, I will listen to them and think. But yeah, guys, obviously subscribe, like if you did enjoy the video, and let's have that debate in the comments like I've said. But yeah, I hope you did enjoy, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.